everybody. Welcome back to the Hall of Anime. My name is Dawson, and today we're going to be reviewing the anime Tales of the Abyss. So let's get into it. Tales of the Abyss is a adventure, I want to say an adventure anime, adventure action maybe. It is very interesting. It's based off of a role-play video game called Tales of the Abyss. It's in a franchise called the Tales franchise. There are tons of games. I believe this upcoming year they're coming out with their 15th. Anyways, let's try and get through this review as fast as possible. I want to try and cut it. Well, I don't want to cut it, but I want to get a good go. I want to tell you guys about it, and I want to also do this in a short amount of time so that I don't have to do so much editing, so it doesn't take so long. Anyways, this anime is basically about our main protagonist, Luke, who is this red-haired guy, basically, who's showing up right away. And he is basically a spoiled prince, I would have to say. And he doesn't like being locked up in the castle, blah, blah, blah. He wants to go outside and explore, basically. And he keeps on being told that when he's 18, he will be able to do these things. Or not 18, but when he's old enough, I believe it is, that he'll be able to leave the castle as he wishes. Well, one day somebody breaks into the castle who happens to be this thing called a seventh fawn, I believe it is. It's been like a week since I watched this or two. Anyways, I've tried making some other reviews. They just didn't end up good. Anyways, let's get back to it. They both happen to be seven fawns, I think it's referred to as, and they react. He basically crosses swords with her, is the easy way to put it, and they react to each other and get basically teleported across the world to a different part of the land. And I thought that this was going to be like the main part of the story. Oh, they're stuck over there together. Now they're going to have to get back. And that's going to be the series. Well, actually, they get back in about 6 episodes. But that's besides the point. Basically, he gets stuck with Tia. I think that's how that's pronounced. Tyr is her name. But it's pronounced Tia. I think they pronounced it as. I can't remember. Anyways, they basically travel together across the world, picking up random people along the way, or not random people, but a couple other people join them on their adventure, and it introduces the enemies being these people called the God Generals. The God Generals it's very odd because they all are fighting to basically destroy, this whole entire world is based off of this thing called the score of Euler, I think it is, and it was basically, she was this very powerful being who created a score, and it basically tells the future and how everything's supposed to go in the future. And basically, I'm trying to think of what his name is. There's this one guy, and he keeps on trying to he wants to destroy the air, and the only way to do that is to completely destroy the world and restart it from scratch. And so he decides to try and do this. And it's just, all the God Generals are basically people who are supporting him that are very powerful, and it's just very odd because in the anime, towards the end, you start to figure out how all of these Generals wrap in with the other characters, and it gets kind of weird, but it's still really cool. And in the end, it seems everything's intertwined. At least every character has something to do with one of the God's Generals, and I thought that was a really cool thing. And then, there's all these other characters that are introduced that I found really cool. The story itself is really good, but then again, it's also based off of a role-play game, so a game completely built off of story, basically. So, it's going to have a good story. The story itself gets probably on my list, about an 8 out of 10, because on my scoring, just about an 8 out of 10, just because of how good it was. Another thing, the soundtrack was really good. I really got into the soundtrack. It's probably one of my favorites now. I just really liked the music that they used for this anime. Also, the art design. Art design was so good. It reminded me a lot of Sword Art Online's art design, just because of how everything looks. I can't really explain it, but there's just something about those art designs that just kind of make them look similar. And then altogether for this anime, I'm gonna say, or wait, no, I didn't talk about one thing. Before I give you a score, the character development. I don't think I mentioned this yet, at least. It has a great character development for the main character, Luke. The character development for Luke is just amazing. I really liked it. It did a really good job. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to go into it any further, but it just did a very good job. And if you watch this, you will enjoy it. Anyways, my scoring. I'm going to say that for this anime by itself, it deserves probably an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. And usually I'm going to say about anything above an 8, I'd recommend buying. You don't have to buy it. I'm just saying that if you really like anime and you're into it and you have the money, I would definitely recommend picking this anime up. It did a really good job. I really liked the characters. I really liked the story. I liked everything about it. It did not get that 10 out of 10 though, just because of the point that 10 out of 10 is something that rarely ever gets hit. It's only for things like Code Geass and Code Geass, Death Note, and a few other ones. There's not a lot that get into the top 10 out of 10, and just because it got 8.5 out of 10, it got really close, which is really good. It just fell a little bit short on some of the story and a couple other parts, but besides that, it was a great anime. But I definitely do recommend it. Watch it, do whatever. But anyways, thank you all for watching. You've been watching the Hall of Anime. My name is Dawson, and I will see you guys next time. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and see ya.